All right, everybody, how you doing? Today is Tuesday, April 12th. So, we had a late and pretty sharp sell-off in the market today, and I think, this is more of this headline trading that I always tell you to go against. But I think what triggered it was a couple of things today, but I think what triggered it late in the day was an announcement by California Governor Gavin Newsom that LA County would remain closed until through the end of July. So this kind of, dampened hopes of some sort of a resumption back to normal. So this just is going to prolong, it's a prolongation of the lockdown. I think it disappointed a lot of people. And we had testimony by Anthony Fauci. Of course, he is the government's expert on viruses, and he testified before Congress. And basically he said, look, if you open, the choice is you open it up and you die. So it was pretty dire the way he, spelled it out. I think it was pretty gloomy. It was pretty negative. And that kind of held over the market all day. But there was one other thing too, and I think it's kind of minor, is the Trump administration now is saying that they want all government pensions to divest of Chinese stocks. And I think the total amount there is $4.5 billion. So it's a small amount, and I do not expect China to react to that. It's really a pittance. So those were the things. You had negative headlines coming out all day today between Fauci, between the White House announcement, and then late in the day, LA being shut through the end of July. Now, you got to look past the headlines. I've been trying to teach you that. Nobody makes money trading the headlines. You might make money once in a while, once or twice, but on a consistent basis, the approach is understanding basic conditions, building a strategy to profit from whatever direction or whatever basic conditions may be, and having the mental game to stick with that. It's not about trading the headlines. If you think you're the only one who sees that headline and reacts, you're really, really naive. It's not about trading the headlines. If any, and by the way, you can go back, let's go back to all last year. Go watch my videos, because I pointed out so many of these headline episodes. I talked about them, whether it was the trade war, whether it was the inverted yield curve, whether it was, the Fed doing its monetary operations to put reserves into the city, all of that stuff. Every single time, and it comes out on all these crazy blogs like Zero Hedge and all these conspiracy blogs and these crazy, they're all over the place. And the mainstream media, by the way. But you have to go against the headlines. Remember, early this year, in January, all the Wall Street big shots, buy the market. Stocks are going. A lot of these guys and women were the same ones in early 2019 who were saying sell, sell, sell. Last year, 2019 was a great year. We bought every single dip. And it turned out fantastically well. Coming into this year, I said, and this was before the whole coronavirus thing blew up, I said, hey, you know what? Fiscal is slowing down. The fiscal support, and don't forget, I see this stuff every single day. I'm not sitting around waiting for economic data releases that tell me what happened 30 days ago or, a quarter behind. No, I see this stuff every day, real time. Nobody's doing this. I have a course, Understanding the Daily Treasury Statement, how to read that thing. That is the checkbook of the United States government. You see all the deposits, all the withdrawals every single day. If you understand that document, that is the most powerful resource that you can find anywhere. And it's free and it's open, available to the public, and it comes out every single day. If you know how to read that thing, if you know how to parse through it and what to look at. And that really is at the core of my analysis, all right? Let's talk about the fiscal, because while all this is going on, okay, LA is going to stay closed until July, all right, some things are starting to open up. I mean, here in New York, central New York State, non-essential businesses are going to start opening up as of, I believe, at the end of this week, all right? So things are starting to open up. And across the country, the same trends are happening. Things are starting, hey, we had a UFC thing happen on Saturday. We got another one happening tomorrow, and we got another one happening on Saturday. There wasn't an audience, there weren't spectators, but it's the beginning. And according to Dana White, who is the UFC president, other sports organizations were asking him, hey, how did you pull it off? We want to do it. We want to do the same thing. So slowly but surely, all right, you have to look at the trend. The trend is in the positive direction. Now let's talk about the fiscal, because I talk about that every single day. Right now, spending continues to accelerate, growing at a rate of 25% year over year. Now, just to give you some perspective on that, last year at this time, it was growing at about 7%. All right? So you have almost a four-fold increase in the growth rate of spending. Spending is just shy of 4 trillion right now. All right. It is up 790 billion over the same time last year. Remember, all this happened in the space of about a month, 6 weeks. A jump of 780 billion. At this time last year, we were up around 160, 180 billion. We're up 700 billion over where we were last year. And again, all this happened in the space of a month, 6 weeks. All right? Tax deposits to the Treasury, in other words, tax collections, they cratered, they crashed. We know why. Of course, tax filings were pushed back until July. They maybe even pushed back until September. I heard that the White House wants to push them back till September. So tax filing, yes, so that cratered tax deposits, but also was because the economy was in such a deep contraction. But now that has leveled out. That's not happening anymore. And that is an indication that things are starting to stabilize. Employment and withholding tax deposits, okay? If that's a barometer for labor activity, for jobs, for people working, right? That's payroll taxes. That has been going down. Obviously, so many people lost their jobs. But guess what? That looks like it is bottoming out as well, if you look at it on a year-over-year basis. So there's indications. We saw 3 weeks of increase in gasoline demand. Tomorrow we're going to get new numbers from the EIA. We actually saw a drawdown. The API crude inventories came out just a short while ago, and there was a build of 7 million. But Cushing, Oklahoma, where, that's where the NYMEX contract crude is stored, that actually saw a draw. All right, so that's positive. Another draw in gasoline. That's the 3rd week down, drawdown in gasoline. So there's stuff happening. There's stuff happening. You can go, look, I mean, I don't know how else to say this. Here's what I do, all right? I don't go with the headlines. To me, that's gambling. That's like a crapshoot. If you want to do that, as I've said so many times in the past, well, you can't go to Vegas anymore. I was going to say, go to Vegas, play the dice. Yeah, 7. Come on, 7. It's fun. Everyone's around the table cheering. Yeah, come on, let's go. Get a drink, right? Have fun. The hotels are beautiful. Go do it there. If you want to invest, if you want to trade, you have to be smart about it. You have to have the information, the correct information, and you have to know how to kind of shut out stuff that's not going to help you. Looking at headlines and thinking you're some kind of genius because a headline popped up and you're going to do this or that. I mean, That's taking you nowhere. It's taking you nowhere. All right? Get a feel for basic conditions. How do you do that? Through the understanding of policy, through looking at the right information. Have the mental game, develop a strategy to profit from that. Employ the mental game, and it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. This is not easy, but it can be very, very lucrative and very, very rewarding in another sense, just as an intellectual exercise. Like it's you against everybody else. Not you against the market. The market doesn't care. The market's happy if you make money. People always kind of personalize the market. You know, they kind of frame the market almost in human terms. And I've said many times, you know, if the market was a person, its job would be to fool you, and it would be really, really good at its job. You got to be better, and you can be. All right, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial of, get the right information. The link is right here in the description below. Sign up. Bye.